Hi everyone. So I finally got access to Claude 3.7 Sonnet here, thinking inside of Windsurf, and I wanted to show you how good this model actually is at coding. In my experience, Claude 3.5 Sonnet is already the model that I use for most of my coding projects. And so now I have this thinking model, and I wanted to show you what it's capable of doing inside of something like Windsurf. Now, Windsurf is really great at all the agentic stuff, so using the agent to write full websites. So I'm doing this from scratch. This setup here, no, it doesn't have any kind of special rules or any kind of special configurations. But I just prompted it like this. I'll build a Next.js website of an e-commerce website. That's repetitive there, but doesn't matter. That sells my merch for my brand called Elvis Builds. I sell toys made out of wood, use the Shadseed CDN UI for design components. So it went through some thinking process and then literally just ran all of these commands, right? So the good thing about Windsurf is that you can automate all of this if you want, but here I had it manual, which means I had to accept some of these commands. But you can also have it on auto run if that's what you want. You'll have to change the setting for that inside of Windsurf. It stopped right here because it finished some of the main components, and then I just told it continue, and then it's just continuing using that Claude 3.7 Sonnet model, the thinking one, and then it just continued, right? So it went ahead, created a lot of files, and then finally it finished the project. So literally in one shot, this is what it did. And again, this is the model that I'm using, Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Here I have the Pro Ultimate. I created all of these different files. Now, what does the website look like? Let's look at that. So this is what it produced. And I've been, again, trying these projects for like creating one-shot templates, things like that for websites. And they always fail in some very weird way. Sometimes the project doesn't run and I have to iterate on it, fix some bugs. Maybe a library didn't get installed properly and then I have to go back and iterate on those. But this thinking model can reason and understand code. And in particular, it's able to understand longer lines of code. I believe the reasoning capabilities are good for that. And obviously, the Sonnet model is probably the best coding model that you can use today out there in the market. And so this is what it produced. So we have some menu here. Let me look at the menu. So it has products, all toys, about us. Again, I haven't done any modifications on the design. You can see here, it could be improved right here with the logo. But this still looks okay, it looks presentable. So this is an About Us page. So it has an About Us. Again, it's some issue with the alignment right here. That could easily be fixed. So these are our values. So this page looks really nice. Explore our collection. And it has some thing about my information. And then it has all of these nice links here. So if you click at those links, they actually work. Contact. This one doesn't work, so it didn't create a page for that, but that can be easily added. And I can go to all toys. So these ones, it's loading the image. So there's no image there. I probably have to provide it the images or create a folder simply to add those images so that it can use those images. But for now, it doesn't have anything, so it just load. So let's say I wanted to add something to cart. Is that working? So nothing happens there. That's okay. I think that's something that I could iterate on, but let's go to the cart right here. All right, so that looks empty and I can browse products. Obviously there's nothing added here because this doesn't work. This is not working yet, but still very impressed by the carousel here that it generated, and it has all the products, and I can click on each product, I guess. All right, I can click on each one. You can see here all the different pieces of information. Here an image is missing obviously again, and I can add to cart. Doesn't work, you can see. And then here again, looking for more options, I can go back and then continue looking for more products. So animal figures. Now I didn't give it any of those categories. It just came up with those categories. I'll probably have to fix it if I only have a few categories available. But so far, this is a good starting point. This is what I'm experimenting with, whether these tools and especially these thinking models can help us with coding, and in particular, help us with that first step, that first initial effort that you would spend designing potentially a template that you would use for some website you're building for some production use case. So that's awesome. Learn more. Let me see about this. Okay, that's just more story about that. And then it has nice little sections. And again, this is very simple, right? It's not too sophisticated, but it's really cool that it just worked. Okay, this is nice. I didn't see this before. It has a nice section here. It gives you some ideas on testimonials that you can add and ideas on how to make it interesting for users. And then it has all the different categories here. That's really neat. And you can see the menu here, a bit of transparency there too on the header. That's really cool to see. I will continue to experiment with the thinking model, but right now I'm very impressed. This combination of the Windsurf Cascade agent capabilities and combining that with something like Claude 3.7 Sonnet, the thinking model, that's really powerful. And you can see already that it's doing amazing things. I mean, it created an entire project. That's already a huge amount of work that you will need to put if you were to have some developer doing this. And now I can just iterate on this, fix it, add different things, add different functionalities like a login, things like that, that you would typically do with websites. That's it for the video. Stay tuned for more content on agents, windsurf, LLMs, how to build LLM applications, and so forth.